Welcome to Deep Thought. Why Agents of Chaos Fail. Why Agents of Chaos Fail. You know what? I was thinking about something now. A few weeks from when this podcast comes out, because I record early. I was on an IG live with a young lady. It was a hot conversation. We were getting into sex talk and everything. But there were several trolls that got in the comments and they were coming hard at a man. And the most I said to them was, I didn't even say anything to them because she had picked up on what I said. I ain't worried about them because none of them would meet me in the streets. And I meant that. Then I just kept going with my presentation and it was a powerful one. But I still looked down and I noticed something. They were coming at me, and at some point, they were coming at me all caps because I was ignoring them. Like all caps, and all of a sudden, and then I just kept going with my presentation, didn't even look down. So they probably might have said more. But then after a while, I looked down and it was nothing but positivity in there. Nothing but positivity. And I thought about that. I'm like, on several levels. Well, from my thing is, I always know if you kind of either ignore or block trolls, it drives them crazy. Like I learned that really in a real life situation, and I had talked about this before on my men's channel when I was selling copies of my book, Nice Guys and Players. Also my book, Sexual Chemistry at the time. I was selling it at the Harlem Book Fair. And while I was selling it, a man came up and he was like, well, I ain't in your book. And I was like, well, I know you're not in my book. Well, you're not in my book. I'm not in your book. I said, well, sir, I don't know you and stuff, and you haven't read it. Something might resonate with you. No, I ain't. And, we almost came to blows. But then I never forget what he said. He said, you won't be able to sell your books now. And I was hot for exactly 10 minutes. But I actually made some good business connections there. But I always thought about that because whenever something happens, I learned the lesson from it. He wanted to disrupt something. But like I said, for 10 minutes, it was hot because it was a physical confrontation. But I was like, I just kept going. And the rest of the day was great. All I did was just sit down and relax and everything. All I had to do. I said, okay. No, he did. And it was like, it was on some crazy stuff. And then I thought about that. The lesson there was, some people will always want to disrupt you. There's always going to be somebody who's going to be disruptive when they don't need to be. It's like doing a comedy show and you get hecklers and everything. Or somebody who is going to try to upset your peace. All of them are agents of chaos. But they fail, and it's not so much what you do, but it's what's going on within them. They fail because they don't have order within themselves. And they trying to draw you into their world. They want you to feel the same way. They feeling bad about life. They want somebody else to feel bad. And indeed, they feel so bad, that's why they will follow somebody just to create chaos. Like on my main channel, I'm quick to block. I am quick to, if somebody come at me raw, I just block them. I don't argue with them. I don't respond. I block them. But yet I've seen some of the same persons comment on other people, bring my name up. And they mad because he blocked me. It's like, well, hold up. I don't have to tolerate you. If you come into my home or in my presence and you start some trouble, we either A, fight, or B, I ignore you. And I don't deal with you. But haven't you seen that? But see, the thing is, like I said, it's not even so much what you do. They fail because of chaos within them. That's why they fail. They hurting. It's like if you ignore them or you do something, it gets turned back on them. Because many agents of chaos, regardless, it could be online, it could be in life, it could be on the job. They have some problems, so they try to start some other stuff. Like I remember, like I told you, I've had 1,000 jobs. I worked on this retail job. And there was a woman in there, and she was just pure chaos. It turned out to be a major thing. She was actually a college professor. Like, if she hear this, I don't give a shit. She was actually a college professor and stuff, but we found out about it, read some reviews online. She was just chaotic. She just had a lot of chaos within her. She would just start trouble. She actually got in trouble for yelling at a manager above her in the general manager's presence. And she ended up having to leave the job. Because she hadn't been fired or anything, because she got real smoozy with the human resources director. But when all that was found out, let's just say the human resources director lost her job too. But she was just an agent of chaos. I remember we had a confrontation because she's supposed to follow, I'm the lead. She's supposed to be following what I'm doing, but she tried to come at me. And it was one time I asked her to do something and she didn't want to do it. She was all funky. And then she tried to threaten me. She came up and she got to the phone. She went to the phone. Well, I'm going to call human resources. So I said, no, you don't have to call. Let's go up there and walk up there together. And she got calm after that. I checked it, but then watching her behavior and looking at her behavior, she had a lot of confusion within her. She always show up late, couldn't do much. And she had some serious issues within herself. You know, agents of chaos fail because of the chaos within. All you really have to do is keep them out of your presence. They're going to self-destruct. See, they got it within, so they try to project it out. They try to get you in it and everything, but they got to look in the mirror. So whenever you come across them, just make sure they keep their distance, bare your fangs or whatever else you got to keep their distance, but always know they're going to fail. They're going to have problems. That's why even online, when you see trolls, after a while, they disappear or try to come back because the stuff in their own lives. And I ain't going to get into what you could do to really speed it along. I could tell you some psychological tricks, but I said, no, I ain't going to do that here. But they fail because if they bring in chaos, that chaos is within them. That chaos is within them. So you got to have order and just, keep them off of you, but they'll implode always. I want y'all to think about that. Especially if you're a content creator or just in life. Because like I said, one of the interesting instances, I'm on a job with a woman just bringing chaos. And I just had to bare my fangs to let her know, oh, yeah, let's go. Let's go to human resources together. Because I called her bluff. I knew she wasn't going. Even if she had a buddy in there, I had the political connections. I would have won that every single time. And stuff, because all I did was ask her to do her job. So anyway, I want y'all to think about that, and I'll get back with you later. Peace and blessings.